Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going into the exterior door handles on the 3rd gen Camaro. So if you guys know, James Hoffman creates some really nice, I believe they're billet aluminum exterior door handles. Instead of there's the indentation in the door and the exterior door handle kind of sits outside of it. His design kind of tucks it into that pocket, makes it nice and basically flush. And it removes the play that you have in the door handle when you're just like going to lift the door handle. It kind of wiggles a little bit. It's because there's spring tension and there's a little bit of spring play in there between the rod and the mechanism. So his design kind of takes up that slack. I'm going to be installing his handles. And if you guys haven't watched the previous video, I should have just released an interior door panel redo. I did new interior door handles. I did new billet aluminum window cranks and maybe a couple other things, new pins, basically everything on the door is new. And I wanted to do a separate video for this. Now unfortunately I did these videos, the door panel video and this door handle video, because I'm in the process of wrapping the Camaro. And while I was taking the mirrors off and the door handles off so it could be wrapped, I just decided I wanted to replace some things just because those are really the only items that I hadn't touched on the car so far. And so this was a spur of the moment. So I already had everything removed. I'm going to be showing basically the install of the product. Now, if you guys have any questions on how to remove your exterior door handle, I'd be happy to help you in any way possible. I should have an old video of how to do it somewhere, because I've done some door work before on replacing one of my interior door handles and fixing an issue with my exterior door handle. But if you can't find it, and if I can't find it, I'll help you out in any way possible, but it is pretty simple once you get that door panel off. So I'm just gonna show you the product that we have, and we're gonna go ahead and get it installed. Really hope you guys enjoy. Once again, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to drop a comment down below. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Let's go ahead and get into this. As soon as you get the door panel off, which these 3rd gen Camaros are extremely easy to get the door panels off, especially compared to more modern cars. But once you get that, you just have a rod that sits up in here that uses a clip exactly like this, except it will be like a whitish color that clips around the rod, and you just have to kind of pop it off of the rod by turning it. And then you can pull the rod out of this arm, and then you will have these speed nuts on the back side, which over time will wear out and cause play in the door handle. Very, very common. I can't stand these things, but GM used them all over these cars. Here's the original. Well, this isn't the original. This was replaced by whoever owned the Camaro before me, and they painted the car. As you can see, there's like a bubble or something in the door handle. But on the back side, like I showed you, are the speed nuts. There is actually a little metal rod that runs across here, and that's actually the spring tension for the door handle. And over time, those will wear out, and that's where you get play. Sometimes you'll be missing your little rubber boot down here that prevents it from clattering, and that can be really annoying. Overall, just kind of a cheap design. So it will be nice to replace the OEM style door handle with a little bit better quality door handle. So I ordered the James Hoffman flush mounted door handle kit, which comes in this box. They come wrapped really nicely. They come with the rod lock, a very nice finish, powder coated black. You can also get like custom engraving on them. I did not do so. I just like the sleek look. On the back side, you can see it is a much more simple yet clean design. You have an actual nut and washer on the back. No spring tension here, and that is because these handles actually use the spring tension built into the door latch in the car to take up that slack, versus using a spring in the actual door handle. So as long as these are installed correctly and the spring mechanism in your door latch isn't worn out, this should take a lot of that slack or play in your door handle out, which will be really nice. So not only are they better quality, and the design is a lot slimmer and more sleek, it's just going to look so much better on the car. So also with his kit, you will get a supplied instruction sheet and tips and tricks on how to install it. So a lot of good information on there if you're having troubles installing it based on this video or other videos on YouTube. This should definitely help you out in understanding how to install them and getting them set up correctly. So let's go ahead and take a look at the door and we'll move on to installing them. So real quickly, looking at the outside of the door, these are where the two portions of the door handle pass through that have the speed nuts on the back side. This is where the arm goes through. When removing the door handle, you may have to twist the door handle in order to get the arm out of this hole. Overall, very, very simple. I just wanted to quickly show you the exterior of the door before we move to the inside. With the door panel off, the only way I can really show you a good look at the back of it is from the top with the window down. And then once I roll the window up, it sits right in the bottom of the window, sits right in this area. So you're gonna have to have the window up to work this area, but it's very simple, very easy to access. So I'll back it up, I'll get the handle installed, show you guys what's going on, and we'll see how it operates. Since it is really hard to show you inside the actual door while working on it, when this arm comes through the door, you'll have this locking clip on it. Here's your rod. This is the portion that will drop into the latch mechanism down here. And then this is the arm or the bend that will actually go into the door handle. So basically you're gonna have this up like so. You'll pass that rod through. So after you have the rod pushed through, you just take and simply lock it over the rod and it will hold it in place. Very simple, and that's how the rod will sit inside of the door. Next, we'll just go ahead and remove the 2 3/8 nuts on the back side along with the washers and get this in the door. Just simply pass the arm through, line up the two threaded portions through the hole, and basically you're going to go on the other side, get your rod connected, and then you're going to kind of align this where it needs to be in order to sit in this indention here for your door handle. So let me go ahead and get around to the back side, make sure it stays lined up, get the rod installed, and get it snugged down. Sorry about that. I wanted to make sure you guys got a good angle of the door handle, but also the passenger side. The driver's side is just fine. The passenger side on my car, the rod that actually goes up to the door handle has been messed with I don't know how many times. It's been something that I've dealt with since I had this car, and it's basically the rod gets in the way of the window, so you have to tweak it. And then at one point somebody had lost that plastic retaining clip, so they had threaded the end of it to put a nut on the end. So it's just been a debacle. So one thing that I don't think you'll have an issue quite like I do, who knows, but one thing to keep in mind is that rod may need tweaked a little bit to get the right angle to get the door handle to operate correctly. I'm just kind of alternating back and forth. But now I have no issue with the window hitting the rod, which I've had since I bought the car. We'll go ahead, shut the door now, and we'll see if it opens. But as of right now, there may need to be tweaking, but there is no rattle whatsoever here. Nice and solid. One thing you will have to get used to is that this is tucked really close to the door, so you're grabbing it with the tips of your finger. So you might want to do like a PPF film or something underneath of here, just in case you don't, just to prevent yourself from scratching the car. I'm having mine wrapped, so I'm taking this back off. I just wanted to do this since the wrap is taking a little bit longer than I expected. So after I get the wrap on, I'll probably do a PPF film on top of the wrap to protect underneath of that. But so I actually had to tweak the rod a little bit more, and I'll show you guys as best as possible. But basically the rod wasn't long enough, or there was too much of a bend in my rod in order to get the door to actually open. It wasn't allowing the mechanism to fully press, so it wasn't releasing the door from the inside or outside. But you got the window down, you can get in there, you can remove the rod that goes to this door handle, and it'll allow it to operate from the inside. So I got the door back open, straighten that rod out a little bit more, and now she opens so smooth. That is tight. Like, I like that a lot. Now, this probably took me a half an hour with the door panel already removed. But that was because my rod that goes from this door handle to the mechanism was just janky. Yours may be in better condition, and it might just be a toss in, bolt in, you're good to go. But, door shut. Oh, that's like a new car door. So, I like that a lot. Except that is solid. I mean, there's no play in that door handle whatsoever, and I like that a lot. So let me bring you in and see if I can show you what's going on with the rod. I'm gonna try and give you a look down from the top of the door. So honestly, this is pretty hard to get a shot of, and it is not the one further back, but the one closer to us. That rod, that is the one. It drops in from the top of the hole. There are two holes on that, one from the side and one from the top. It drops in the top, and I had to straighten it out because there was a big bend in it that not only ran into the edge of the window when you tried to roll it up, but it also made the rod too short. So I basically just kept tweaking it, and I'll try and include some photos as well, but it's basically just tweaking that rod, and that's only if your rod has been mangled like mine has. If you're having issues, play around with the rod, make sure you get the door handle aligned correctly, and if you have issues, just don't be afraid to reach out to any of the guys that have installed these. Check out the forums, Facebook pages, or just reach out to James Hoffman himself, and I'm sure he'd be glad to help you with any issues that you may have. There is no play in that whatsoever. There's the back side. There is the rod locked on there. There you can see the threads on the end. This rod basically had a big loop in it here that stuck out. So when I rolled up and down the window, you can even see there on the rod, basically that 1 to 2 inch area is actually where the window used to rub on the rod. And I should have fixed it a long time ago, but I just never got around to it. There it just drops in. So yeah. That's just so nice. So yeah, definitely worth it. I am extremely happy with it. So that's it as far as the install of the James Hoffman flush mounted door handles. So hopefully I've included some pictures to help you guys out with this. Once again, there are other videos. I just figured I'd include this while I'm doing some other work. Once again, this was an unplanned video, so hope you guys still enjoyed. If you guys did, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. I'll try to have James Hoffman's website linked down in the description. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.